So last week, I did this video where it was NFL themed, or National Fragrance League, where I took my starting lineup of fragrances for the fall. I gave you the offensive side as well as a few injured reserve players. Kicker, I also gave you a 3 wideout form. It was kind of all over the place. But I guess you guys seem to like it because I had a lot of comments and Instagram messages telling me to do the defense. So that is what we're going to be doing, because I told you guys fall is my season. That is the season, fall and winter. Cold weather for fragrances. I'm not a huge Freshie fan. I've said that since forever. But we're going to be moving into the defense because I have so many fall fragrances that I love, especially top 25. And so you have 11 per side on defense and offense. So today we're going to be giving you a few more IR fragrances for our defense, which are also the discontinued ones. And then we're going to be doing our starting 11 for defense. And then we're going to also choose in the community tab who wins, the offense or the defense. I mean, who knows? You guys wanted me to do this. So that's what we're doing today. My starting 11 on defense and a few IR. So without further ado, let's get it. Alright, my great smelling dudes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude. Thank you guys for joining me again, I guess, for another NFL themed fragrance video. Before we get into it, make sure to give your dude a like, comment, subscribe. Also, hit the bell if you want my videos sooner, so that we can get straight into this. It took like 25 minutes last time, so I think I'm just going to get straight into it. Before I do, I want to mention that these two are not going to be on either of my lists, to a lot of people's surprises, for a specific reason. This one is not going to be on it because I already mentioned Most Wanted and Wanted by Night, or Most Wanted Parfum and Wanted by Night. You guys already know this is my favorite fragrance. I wear it all the time. It's Most Wanted. I put it behind Most Wanted Parfum just so I can get more wears out of the Most Wanted Parfum, so I'm not putting that on my defense or offense. You guys already know it's one of my favorites, so I don't need to put that on the list. Also, because I use Spice Bomb Infrared Eau de Parfum, I'm not doing the Eau de Toilette. I wanted to give the Eau de Parfum some love, and the Eau de Toilette I'll put on a winter video because I feel like it fits for fall or winter. So I'm leaving those two out. With that said, let's get into our discontinued or injured reserve fragrances, which I called in the original video my Aaron Rodgers of the fragrance community, which again, discontinued or injured reserve, because I figured what's better if your injured reserves are ones that you can't get anymore or you can't use anymore unless you own them. I guess they can still use Aaron Rodgers as like a play caller if they wanted to, because they do own him right now. But with that said, this is my injured reserve or my discontinued fragrances. The first one that I would put on that list, and would definitely be on this if it was still active out there, this is Polo Red Extreme. I would also do Polo Red Intense, which I did as my scent of the day the other day. Polo Red Extreme, really nice coffee fragrance. It has a little, none of that really cranberry note that you know from the Polo Red line. If it does, it's like way dialed down, but if you like coffee fragrances, this is always one that I mention to people. It has this calming effect. If you like, when you get coffee, you don't really think of calming, but this smell is a nice calming coffee, sweet, almost ambery fragrance. I absolutely love this. If you want something that has nice coffee and you can find this for a good price, under $100. I know I have the small one, but I'm trying to find the larger one. Polo Red Extreme would really do the trick. I'm trying to stay within a minute for each of these fragrances, so I'm not keeping you guys here all day. And my second one, I'm only putting this here because I know I have people that always tell me it's discontinued. People that tell me it's not. It's an European exclusive, and I don't know if it's discontinued over there or not, so I'm putting this in discontinued or on my injured reserve, just because I don't want anybody yelling at me on either side. So I'm just putting it on my injured reserve, not as discontinued, just on my injured reserve, just because he's hurt. And this is Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal Extreme. L'Homme Ideal Extreme, or Extreme, one of my favorite fragrances. It is plum, tobacco, and tonka at its core, with a little bit of that L'Homme Ideal DNA underneath it, which you guys know is that powdery tonka, with the powdery almond, which that's what it is. It has a nice warm and juicy plum. It has some tobacco in there, then it has this nice tonka bean that comes in mixed together with that almond. This is my favorite from the line, outside of maybe the Intense. It's not new, but the Intense is really nice. I got sent a decant by Mo, so I'm still testing that out. I still think I really like this one the best from the line. Very unique, very eclectic. I think you can still find this for around $100 or a little bit less. Specific times, depending on where you're looking, but I do post it a lot. L'Homme Medial Extreme, really nice fragrance. It's a higher quality one. That's my Injured Reserve number 2. And so now going into my defense list. So number 1 on defense, the only 2 I'm gonna give positions. I don't know. Maybe I'll give them positions. I don't know. I screwed up the positions last time because I was miscounting. But when you think of your defense, you think of your leaders first, which are usually your linebackers. So for my outside linebacker, I'm going to have my leader, which is going to be the most versatile on defense that you can wear all year round. This is one of the only ones you can wear all year round that's on this list. This is Kashi, or Schnell Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, citrus aromatic, but it's not really a sport fragrance. I mean, it's a really any type fragrance. It's going to be citrus aromatics, and then you have this beautiful vanilla that they added into it. As you get to the dry down, vanilla, sandalwood mixes with that citrus and aromatics. The citrus in it is more of like a citrus salad that you get from that mandarin orange, lemon, all that good stuff. But Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, Kashi, as it's widely known as in the Fragcom, fantastic. I can smell this shit all day. This stuff is amazing. This is probably my favorite fragrance. I mean, even over Most Wanted, this is probably my most worn fragrance. It's hard to put that there, and people be like, of course the Chanel would be on your top. I don't know. This is just so freaking good. Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, really nice. That's my linebacker. It's the one that's the leader of the pack, the one that you can wear in pretty much any situation. But if I had to pick a season for it, it would be spring or fall. So I'm putting it in my fall list, even though it's probably going to be in my spring list as well. All right, going into the other one. What should my other one be? Oh, I guess we'll take the other. This is going to be another all-season one, also released this year. This one has like a sweet tart opening, and I know some people either really didn't like it or they really did like it. I'm on the latter. I love this fragrance. I think it's really nice, and I'm buying a full bottle once this 10 milliliter decant's gone. YSL Myself. Myself, I love it. This fragrance opens up and it has this kind of sweet tart vibe. It almost smells like sweet tarts for a minute. And then you get aromatics. You definitely have a little bit of sweetness in there. It could easily be in the Y line because it does have vibes of the Y Le Parfum and then mixed with like La Nuit de Lhomme or something like that. It has like mixes of all the rest of the line with this like sweet tart vibe over top of it. But it's super versatile. Women love it. My wife and daughter absolutely love this fragrance. So as far as like whether or not you like it, I can tell you women like it because I did take this to work the one day that I went downtown for a meeting, and the people loved it. So I had 2 people, guy and girl, ask me what that was. So YSL Myself, that's going to be my other linebacker. Fantastic. Another leader because it's going to be one that you can wear in pretty much any season. I would say it's more late day into night, if anything, but wear it whenever you want. Absolutely fantastic fragrance. Now we're going to go with our linemen. So I'm going to give the JJ or the TJ Watt, JJ Watt, whatever, Miles Garrett, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be one of our defensive ends. This one's going to have some push. I'm deciding as I'm talking to you guys which one I want to put. So the first one here is going to be Stronger With You Oud by Emporio Armani. So Stronger With You Oud, pretty much picture this. It is Stronger With You intensely. If you dial down the vanilla and added in this kind of denser woods. So when people see Oud, a lot of people will get, nope, I'm out. And I am one of those if it's like the animalic style Oud. The really dense, like this is a denser woods, but it kind of feels like a Gaiac wood. It's just it's like a deeper and darker woods that has a little bit of a richness to it, mixed together with Stronger With You intensely if you dial down the vanilla. The vanilla is still pretty prominent in here, but I mean, it even has a little bit of that chestnut vibe. It literally is stronger with you intensely with a dark woods and a little bit more spice. It's probably my second favorite in the line. Really nice, has a push to it. Lasts 10 hours plus. Stronger with You Oud. It is a great limited edition. Pick it up if you can find it. If you enjoy intensely, which I don't. I don't enjoy intensely because it gives me a headache, which is why I like this. So if you're scared, if you don't like intensely, don't worry. This is not going to be like that until the dry down. But again, it's not that headachy vanilla. The vanilla is dialed down a lot. But anyway, Stronger with You Oud. That is my one defensive end. Going with my second defensive end. I have a video coming up where I'm rating my moderators' top 5. All 3 of my moderators gave me their top 5 fall fragrances. This one was on one of them. This is Jean-Paul Gaultier's Ultramall, which on the offensive side, we have Le Male Elixir. I honestly, as far as much as I'm going to get wears out of it, this one I'm going to wear more than Le Male Elixir, because Le Male Elixir I'm not going to be able to wear every day because it's super, super strong. This is going to be pear, lavender, mint mixed together with that nice sweet ambery tonka dry down that you know from the Le Male DNA, but this one is kind of like your nightclub version of Le Male. It's going to be more playful than anything, and for my age I probably shouldn't be rocking a nightclub fragrance, but honestly I don't really care. During the fall it's a fall fragrance, not a nightclub fragrance, but this is a night out fragrance for sure. It has a nice juicy pear, which is why I like it. And then that Le Male DNA modernized. It's pretty much what it is. It has a nice push to it. It lasts 8 hours on my skin. Fantastic fragrance on clothes. It's even more. It does push out a little bit less than Le Male Elixir, but it's still a pretty heavy projector for the first 4 hours. But anyway, that is my outside defensive end. Now we're going to get into our defensive linemen. So this one is one of my favorites, and I should have put it on offense, and I completely forgot that I even had it because it was my scent of the day, and I had it out here. I was taking a picture of it. So when I grabbed my fragrances for the offense, I never grabbed this. This is by Tom Ford. It's Tom Ford's Noir Extreme. Yes, there's the Parfum, but I like this one better than the Parfum. This is the Eau de Parfum. This starts out, it has like almost like a dense woods and spice when you first spray it on, which is kind of way different than what you get in the dry down. But after about 5 to 10 minutes, that's where this one really turns into that vanilla heavy fragrance with an undertone of spice. It has like this spice mixture that you mix together with a little bit of that vanilla, or a little bit of this woods, and then vanilla over top of it. The vanilla in this is probably the best vanilla I've smelled in any fragrance. That is a very high quality vanilla. You can smell the difference in vanilla between like this and Club Black. If you're looking for a vanilla fragrance that still has this luxury vibe, I say luxury vibe because it feels a lot higher quality, and you can tell that the vanilla in this they used is definitely it's natural, and it feels like that. But again, the Parfum version of this, it's kind of the opening of this, just extended. It's a lot spicier, woodier, heavier, denser. While this one, even though it has that woods and spice, in the opening, that is the only part that it's really in, and then it comes more of a background nuance while the vanilla really takes over the fragrance with a little bit of a floral undertone as well. But that's Tom Ford's Noir Extreme. That is my one defensive lineman. Going with my second defensive lineman in a brand new pickup. I did my full review for it yesterday. Fantastic fall and winter fragrance. This is going to be high quality, high class, great performance, probably the release of the year in 2023 in my opinion. As far as high quality fragrances are concerned, Goldfield and Banks Ingenious Ginger. That's what this one is. This is a kind of like, it starts out like a lemon ginger ale, if there was such a thing. It has fizzy, effervescent ginger, cashmerean, and then you have an ambery overtone with some lemon. As that lemon dissipates, it gets warmer, richer, the amber pulls up. You get some sandalwood providing a smooth and creamy woodiness. You get a little bit of spice in there, but it's more ginger, cashmerean. And then in the opening, lemon. In the dry down, it's amber. In the opening, it kind of feels like a lemon ginger ale. In the dry down, it's kind of like almost like a dessert ginger beer. It's kind of what it feels like. Very nice, very high quality. It's going to be a dressed up but you could wear this like business casual or higher. Fall and winter, fantastic fragrance. Ingenious Ginger is great if you like the note of ginger, of course. But that was my other defensive tackle, I guess. Now we're going to go into our corners. So, Minkah Fitzpatrick, I think, or is he a safety? I can't remember right now. My mind's losing it. This is going to be the only clone on this list, but I like this better than the original one because the original one has this kind of chemical vibe to me, even though I kind of enjoy it, but I still like this one better. This is Paris Corners Amir Wild and Tobacco. It's a clone of Red Tobacco, but it has something else going on with it, but this kind of is a mix between Red Tobacco and Parfums de Marly Herod, in my opinion, because it's more of a moist tobacco. It has that saffron in there. It has some sweetness, some spice. It's just really a nice moist tobacco with sweetness, spice, mixed all together with a nice performance. It has a little bit of a Middle Eastern kick to it. I mean, obviously it is a clone, but it has a Middle Eastern kick to it, which is, I like. It's like a little bit of a dense woods. But with that said, this is mostly revolving around tobacco. I mean, it's wild and tobacco, and the wild part is mostly that saffron and cinnamon spice. You do get some vanilla tonka mixture as you get to the dry down, some warmer woods. But outside of that, this is Paris Corners Wild and Tobacco. If it's still at the price I got it for, which was like $23, I think you should definitely consider picking this up for this fall. If you like tobacco fragrances, this is a great one. Bottle is really nice. Cap clicks on. I really enjoy this fragrance. Paris Corners Wild and Tobacco. That's my first corner. Going into a second corner, which is a new release from this year. I could have used Yellow Dream for this as well, but I decided to go with the new release. This is a nice mixture of all the other ones in the line. This is Valentino Born in Roma Intense. If you mix together Valentino Yellow Dream and the original Valentino, it has kind of like this bubblegum nature to it with a sweetness to it, which is all of the Born in Romas have. The least sweet one is going to be the original, which has that kind of sea salty, incensey vibe. That is also added to this. It's incense. It has a sea salt vibe to it. And then you mix that together with the rest of the line, which it also has kind of this like fruitiness that you get from Coral Fantasy. So it's kind of just like a mix of all the rest of the line with an incense, and it's just a very mass appealing bubblegum style fragrance that has this incense in it that's not too smoky, and then you have a fruity nature to it as well. You also do get some vanilla as you get further into the fragrance. Tonka, vanilla, it's one or the other. Very, very nice. Very, very good designer fragrance that's a little bit more playful than the rest of the ones on this list, but hey, who cares? There's also going to be two that are not mentioned right now because I left them in my wife's car. And yes, it's in the car, but it's in a garage, and the garage is inside of a building, so don't get mad at me. I just got them. Well, I got the one. The other one was just in the car. The first one, Givenchy Gentleman Boisse. I don't really like any of the other Gentlemen's, like, love them. I like Gentleman Society. Gentleman Reserve Privé is okay. It's just, it didn't do anything for me like a lot of other people last year. The Eau de Toilette Intense is kind of like the Prada Lhomme of the line. It's very easy, work safe. The Parfum is good, but the Gentleman Boisse, it's one of my favorite fragrances. It's one of my favorite fragrances to wear for the fall. I wish I had the bottle here right now to show you guys, but that fragrance is absolutely amazing. It's the sweetest in the line, and it has the least amount of that iris that you get from the line. Out of the entire, it's my favorite Givenchy Gentleman fragrance. And I know I'm doing my fragrance list for my moderators. All three of them have it on their top 5. Gentleman Boisse is amazing. If you haven't tried it, go and try it. Compare it to the other ones. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So anyway, going into another corner, this is going to be the only other cheapie on this list. This one kind of smells like Burberry London, but Burberry London has more of a Christmas tree style vibe. This one is almost like if you mix Burberry London together with like the cardamom from LNDL and then like Leighton, like the aromatic and ambery tone to it. This is CK Shock. It's like the best CK out there. This fragrance is bomb diggity freaking bomb. I wear this almost every Halloween unless I'm wearing Wanted by Night. I mean, because the bottle looks like Halloween. I always love that. I mean, the bottles look stupid, but this one, I like the shock. It's pretty cool. I always hated these bottles because they come with that twist off thing. But anyway, CK1 shock. It has cardamom in it. It has amber in it. It has some fruits in there, but it's a warm and spicy, ambery, aromatic fragrance with some cardamom. It's just great. It's a really nice cheapie that you can get for under 20 bucks pretty much anywhere. I found mine at Marshall's. They also had TJ Maxx, Burlington, pretty much anywhere you can think. CK1 Shock is great. I'm taking too much damn time with that. But that's my cheapie. And another corner, I guess, going into my safety. Here we got one that on the offense, we had Boss's Scent Magnetic. Well, I'm going to do its rival, the one that I'm not sure which one's the best. I want you to let me know in the comments. Which one do you think is the best one in the line? The new Boss's Scent Magnetic or Boss's Scent Private Accord? This is the Maninka mixed with chocolate. And this is like a dry, dark chocolate. And I hate dark chocolate, but I like the smell of it, I guess. Because this one smells amazing. And I usually don't like the scent line. Like, I don't like the Scent Absolute or the original scent. I don't hate them. I just don't love them. And I love Private Accord. It is really mass appealing. Well, it's chocolate, but it's not too gourmand. Mix the chocolate together again with aromatics and then also a bit of the sweet ambery undertone and then that Maninka fruit, which is that dark, mysterious fruit that comes in this entire line. But Boss, that is fantastic. It is a great fall staple. You definitely should have it in your collection. Now going into my last one. I don't know how many I've done here. I told you this would happen. I don't know if it's another corner or a safety. It's one of those this is going to be by Mugler. It's one of the only ones still sold today. It is Amen Pure something. Amen Ultimate. I knew it. I was like, Amen Pure. No, it's not pure. It's Amen Ultimate. This is going to be your cappuccino version of the line. So they had Tonka, which was mostly Tonka. They had coffee, that was a lot of coffee. They have wood, that was wood. They had Pure Havana, that was your amber honey tobacco. This is your cappuccino fragrance, and it does smell like a freaking cappuccino. It's an aromatic cappuccino, but it's cappuccino nonetheless. That's really all I'm going to say about it is if you know what the smell, if you walk into like a 7-Eleven or something and you've smelled those vanilla like French vanilla cappuccinos, that's really what this smells like with a slight bit of aromatics. That's the fragrance. It's like a gourmandish drink, and I love it. I heard one person only, if I've talked about this, I've only heard one person say they didn't get the cappuccino vibe from this, but definitely full cappuccino. Just let it sit on your hand for a second. But that is my defense. So again, I think the offense still wins here because I didn't make it fair because I probably should have split them up. But, I mean, these are some heavy hitters too. So some people might think the defense wins here. But overall, really nice. I mean, I'm not going to rename them because we're already 23 minutes in, but that is my defensive NFL list, new fragrance league. And I'm glad that you guys had me pick that because I wanted to mention a lot of the other fall fragrances in my collection. I know we kind of stayed away from niche for the most part, but I had a few niche in the offense, and that's what I was trying to do. So thank you guys so much. Let me know what you liked about this list, any other fall fragrances that you think should be on the list. And again, I will be back with another fragrance video. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.